so guys, now we are here at Ebedi International Writers Resort. There are four of us, and funny enough, we represent Nigeria, don't we?
Of course.
I am Middle Belt, he is Southeast, you are Southwest, and he is North. So which means Nigeria is adequately represented here, right?
Of
So
course.
we just want to get to bear our minds about, what we do, why we do them, and then we talk about our perspective on the, national issue. We know some salient issues. We just talk about them briefly, just so that people will get to understand us. My own idea of a writer is somebody who's a conscience of the society and a leader of thought. What you drop here and there goes a long way to influence society. So if you write the wrong things, society will pick it up. If you write the right things, society will pick it up, and of course we'll see the result. So where do we start now? We start with the youngest person. Now I need to allow them to introduce themselves so that the people will know who we are. So Khalid, please introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Khalid Imam Khalid, and then I'm basically from Kano, based from Kano, and then I'm 20 years old.
How? Very young. I wish I was a writer when I was 20. Okay, the man in the middle.
All right, my name is Lawal Ibrahim. I'm a student. I school in Zaria, though I stay in Abuja, but I'm from Kwara State too. So,
Yeah. So you are Kwara State, and of course, historically, Kwara is Yoruba. Are you from Ilorin or from another part of Kwara State?
not really Ilorin, because
Aha.
Ilorin is known for other tribe.
Yes,
But
yes, yes, yes.
just like I said, Kwara State from
Yeah, we have Oro, we have Ofa.
Ofa,
Uh-huh. So that makes you a Yoruba person.
Yoruba,
So you are representing
typical
Southwest. Uh-huh.
Yoruba
So
man.
this is my gentleman in white.
Okay,
Let's get
my
to
name
know
my name
you.
is Chinedu Kingsley Friday. I am from Southeast Nigeria. I was born and bred in Abia State, in Aba, in Abia State. I currently live in Enugu State, Nigeria. So um, I've been a writer for quite a while now. I write poems and I write stories too. I write songs, and my passion is actually about. I'm more inclined.
So now you have got to hear about them. Let me introduce myself. I'm Matthew Simper. I'm a writer too, like all of them. In fact, that's why we are here. If we were not writers, we might not be here. Though some artists are also welcome here. So I'm Matthew Simper, I'm a writer, and I'm from Kogi State. So I want to represent the person in the middle who will moderate. I want the sharing opinions. I want us to know how they feel, not south, south, southwest, southeast. So we'll go into it. We'll talk about what influences their writing, the kind of writings they do, and all that. So we start again from Khalid. So tell us your kind of writing. What motivated you into writing, and why you write, the themes you explore in your, writings.
All right. So first of all, I write in two languages. I'm a bilingual poet who writes in English and then Hausa. And then honestly, what influenced me to write is uh, the current situation Nigeria is. Though I have a background that almost all the people I'm living with are all writers. So there is that inspiration of how life heritage writing. So honestly, what my writings always bring out is I'm a fan of culture. I love culture, especially the northern cultures and the tradition. If you can see, I'm wearing traditional
Traditional
clothes.
northern dress. Okay.
Yes. So, and then again, I fight against, I'm an advocate again. Through my writing, I use writing as a tool to advocate for better education and then to call attention of youths, especially who we are in the same ages together, who we are in the same stage. I call attention of them, this and this are what we're supposed to do, and then we'll put it into action. Even
That's
when I'm
good.
here, we are discussing about something best initiative, which I have try to curate it when I'm here. It is a platform that will talk about quality education, and then it will influence students who are from secondary school to have their own dreams to build a wonderful career for the nation and for themselves.
Okay, that's wonderful. The man from Kwara,
Okay.
the Yoruba man.
Um, all right. Thank you very much. I am a writer, a poet, and a visual artist.
Wow.
Okay. What influences uh, what I do mostly as a visual artist, poet, writer is anything around me. Though I am a Libra man, so I can't say no to anything that is around me because I believe anything can is capable of influencing me either to write or to paint, either living thing or not living thing. So basically, my writing mostly uh, focus on it's a thought-provoking writing that actually talks about the economic, political, cultural, and what's not about Nigerian or the world entirely. And I what's the last question, sir?
Yeah, what do you hope to achieve with your
Okay,
writing?
yeah, my writing. Well, I have had a lot of contribution. In terms of painting, photography, short story, uh, poetry, which talks about what I've or what I've mentioned earlier. And me being here, I actually want to work on more of what I've mentioned earlier, and to contribute my own quotas to the literary space, which I believe will make a betterment of the society, just like one of the classic writers
To
said.
create a better society, a greater society.
Yeah, yeah. Just like what one of the classic writers said. Then he said they should banish the artist, or let me say the poet, because the poet then it can mean as an artist or as a writer. The person of Pluto, he said they should banish the writer, from the ideal society, because they bring about corruption to the society. They bring about something wanton to the society. Then he's looking it from the from the negative perspective. I believe writer can also bring about changes to the society, changes that
They
the
bring great
world, the
changes to
human itself
society.
really
Yes,
need.
yes, yes.
That's what I think. Uh,
That's
if
what you
God
desire
permits
to
me,
achieve.
yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Now, Chinedu.
Okay, thank you once again. Okay, basically for me, I write poems and I have interest in education. Yeah. But the major reason why I came for this residency is because I'm working on some manuscripts for some academic papers for some academic journals I want to submit. So, and joining this Ebedi International Writers Residency is an opportunity for me to have the time to, you know, concentrate on these academic papers I want to publish in some journals. That's basically why I'm here.
Now, you've not told us that you're a mathematician and then, of course, you are doing PhD, which I happen to have knowledge of.
Okay. Okay. I'm a mathematician.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm currently on a PhD program at the University of Nigeria in Soka, where I am focused on applied mathematics rather, and I have interest in mathematical modeling. So I'm currently working on some disease models, like some of the current research I'm doing is on Ebola disease model and a model on diphtheria. Yeah, so these are the basic two things I'm working on right now.
That's wonderful. Well, I'll just briefly talk about my own motivation for writing. Now, I just want to write because I want a better society. I'm an idealist, and I believe that even though I may not be able to be everywhere, telling people this is how to do things, this is how not to do things. Through my writing, I can make disciples. And of course, they can manage to carry out my teachings. And who knows, I may bring about a kind of revolution. So now, having said that, now we are Nigerians, and a lot of things are happening across, the nation. Of course, Khalid won't react to it the same way. Neither will Lawal or Chinedu because of our various varied backgrounds. Now, let's start with Chinedu. You are from the southeast. Now, what is your perspective on the major things affecting Nigeria now as a writer?
Okay, well, for me, I believe that the major problem Nigeria has is the problem of leadership. That's my own perspective. So the problem for me is we need to raise a new generation of politically conscious leaders who are visionary in nature, who want to take the nation to be lead the nation to be among the top in the world. I look forward to a leadership that tells an average Nigerian that they can dream of going to space or going to live in planet Mars someday. I look forward to a leader that comes out to tell us about dreams like Nigeria could host the next World Cup, and then we are working towards making such things happen. Or a leader who comes around to share with us visions like building quality roads because we want to host competitions like Formula One, MotoGP. I believe such visionary leadership would actually inspire every single person to want to do something extraordinary other than what we have had so far, which is just more about just to survive and just basically we wake up and then the highest ideal we could think of is just to survive. So I believe when we have a solid leadership that gives us something much more, something to look forward to, something you want to wake up tomorrow to know that, wow, there's an adventure to go, there's an adventure this nation is heading to. I think it's going to inspire every single person to wake up and do what should be done to drive this country forward. That's my perspective.
That's great. So, can we take it as the perspective of the average Igbo person?
Yeah, I think the Igbo man, in my own perspective, I'm an Igbo man. Yeah, so I think it's to a large extent, people will question my objectivity because I'm an Igbo man and I want to talk about the Igbo culture. So I'm going to say that on the average, I've lived my life in the East. I've lived my life all my life in the
But that's
East.
what makes it interesting.
Yeah, I've lived my life all in the east. I've equally traversed Nigeria. I've been to southwest Nigeria. I've been to south. I've been to north central. The only two places in Nigeria that I've not been to is the northwest and the northeast. So I think I have a small perspective of the Nigerian story, in as much as I've lived all my life in the East. So I think the average Igbo man wants to, have a good life, take care of his family, build society, build, settle wherever his adventure leads him. If his adventure leads him to the northern part of Nigeria, he wants to settle there, integrate fully, you know, enjoy the people, build his house there, live and make the place like home. So that's what I think about the average Igbo man. And equally in the East, that's equally the mindset. People just wake up every day, mind their business, go to work, go about their businesses, come back to their houses. The next day, the journey continues. So that's my perspective. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's a good perspective, and I trust and I pray that every Igbo man will have your perspective. Now, the man from the southwest
Okay, perspective on how
on
Nigerian.
and the Nigerian situation, and then the way forward.
Perspective. I think Nigerian of nowadays uh, faces a lot of challenges. You know, just like I mentioned earlier, from the economic breakdown to the political compromise political efforts to the social cultural you know am I going to place it social cultural issue,
Mm.
so which is not really flourishing, or more efforts is not being
Yeah, the right
injecting that
efforts
kind
are
of
not being made.
put in place. So I believe to actually steer Nigeria forward, what we need is one house.
Okay.
One house. One house.
Unity.
Yes, one house. This is not an idea. We need this
Yeah, like
man
if
from
all of
south.
us, if all the
Of
population can
course,
come together as we are here
of
now
course, of
and
course,
relax as we are
of
relaxed
course.
now, right?
Yes, not even a matter like just
No,
like
I'm
I
just
mentioned,
saying literally in
uncompromised.
every area,
Yes,
politically, in
economically.
religious
In fact,
area, in every
exactly,
sphere. Yeah,
exactly. So if we can come together and have single,
purpose.
uncompromised ideology,
Yeah.
that's what can make Nigeria not to strive but to thrive. So
Hmm.
that when we move,
Forward.
yes.
That's great. Would you say that represents the average Yoruba mindset?
Okay, average Yoruba man
Mindset, the
mindset.
way the
Okay,
average Yoruba man looks at things.
to me, I would say we are all human.
Mhm.
You know, there are some people I don't know. Maybe I should say God actually created them with these selfish nerves.
Yeah. So it's me,
Where,
myself, and I.
eh?
It's me, myself, and I.
Anybody inclusive,
Mm,
everybody inclusive. So anybody can be selfish
mm.
at some point in time, but well, the way we actually think differs. So to me, I believe that's my own way of making a good and bringing about change to our Nigerian.
Okay. Now, Khalid, as a young, vibrant intellectual from the north, what's your own perspective on the things happening presently in the nation?
All right. Uh, Let me start with this quotation that I've heard from William Zukoyi, who says that writers are leaders, and then readers are writers. So I think if we can say that, if we consider that we should all focus on how the education, not perhaps education alone, but we can say is knowledge and enlightenment
Mm-hmm.
to the society focus. So we're a bit where we want to be. If I can say is that what's Mr. Chinedu and then my brother here too says, I think all Northerners have that willingness. All Northerners want to um,
Better
have
life.
that kind of
They
mind.
want
Yes,
progress.
yes, yes. We all, if you look at Nigeria, almost, I was even doubted when I'm here. Like we are all Nigerians. Most of us were always similar. I can eat what you can eat. You can eat what I can eat.
Yeah.
You can dress how I can dress, and then I
Mm-hmm.
can dress how you can dress.
Yeah.
And then the languages did not differ, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in the perspective, what my brother says, to have to consider, we should all come together, we should all be one, and then focus on how to uplift Nigeria. And then, regardless to the Northerners' mind, honestly, Northerners are those people who are always welcoming change, always trying to build the society, not themselves alone. We can give example of how they build their leadership on that is Mai Ungwa, that is Dakatai, that is Serki, and so on. Which
Can you break those down for us? Tell us what those means to a non-Hausa person.
okay, if we say and Mai Ungwa, and it is that kind of almost all the region here in Nigeria has it, a chief of
Oh, okay.
an community and so on. So if you look at how we balanced ourselves, like if a leader says something, we really consider it because that's what Muslims Ummah, almost the whole Northerners. Let me not just say it's Northerners, but almost the whole of us we are all Muslims. So our religions teach us that we should follow our leaders because our leaders are. We should all follow our leaders. Our leaders are our teachers, and the teachers are uh, how will I say a heritage of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if we look all around this and then focus to put it together, I think we'll build what we want, inshallah.
Now, you are a youth from the north, and excuse me, and I know that you relate with people of your age. do you think people of your age are very much interested in education? The average person of your age, education and enlightenment.
Honestly, yes, I can say such because though most of the narrative has been going on that Northerners do not engage themselves in education, but now, honestly, it changed. I
Okay.
that you can see a youth in the night sponsoring himself to go to have education,
Mhm.
sponsoring himself to feed himself, sponsoring others in his family. Do you get what I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
to say?
understand. That would be
People
encouraging.
in the age of mine in Northerners are very strong, honestly. Most of the people I'm related to, who I know, I'm in their cycles, even in the market or at my area, honestly, we are all pushing on how to get Western education and then Islamic education.
Okay.
Most of the Northerners I know.
Okay, you
So
people have said it all. I believe that enlightenment is actually what any society needs
yes, yes,
to be
and
able
then
to stabilize.
and then I forget to say something.
All right.
Um, Funny enough to say is that Northerners now are that very stick to enlightenment. We are always pushing on how to enlighten the people. We are always enlightened. Let me not just say it's writers or advocates, even in a typical way, road, you can find another nurse saying that what you are doing is not good, what you are doing, you have to change it.
Wow.
That's where we are that very free minds.
Hmm. That's good. That's good then. Well, we are writers. We have a different mindset, basically. But then we are human beings,
Yes,
and we don't exist in a vacuum.
yes,
So our lives are still influenced by our society,
yes,
things
yes,
we see around us and all. So I want to believe that what you people have said represents, the mindset of people from your area. Me, I'm a middle belt person. So I like to fancy myself as somebody who wants to be in the middle and pushing all of you to go the right way.
yeah.
So that if you people are okay now, I too can find a way to squeeze myself in. We're in the minority. So anyway, we are here at what's the name of this
Ebedi
place?
Ebedi.
International
Ebedi
Writers
International Writers,
Residency.
resort residency. We are trying to bring out things that we can put out in the society that will change society. And as we continue, we'll find time, a few more times to still talk together and see how we can work for a better society. It's the desire of everybody. Other people may not be able to articulate it, but there's no one like Chinedu says who does not want better life.
Yes,
It's
yes,
only that maybe we don't know how to get it. But as we write, as we push society, as we stimulate society, as we inspire society, the change will finally come. So now, finally, I want to know how you people have seen this environment. What are your, perception of the sharing? Let's start from Khalid.
all right.
Any
I
culture shock?
Yes, I hope these questions have started from my brother, senior
No,
brother,
uh,
but
no problem. Just go
but but
ahead and say your
but
mind.
but let me say something honestly. This place is very welcome. Sincerely, they welcomed me and then I welcomed them all.
Okay.
And what's really surprised me while coming here um, is that this is the first time of me being
So,
in the south, so I can't speak South's language and so on. I can't speak Yoruba or that. So on my way coming, I met a friend who is an Yoruba man, a Yoruba boy, not a man. He's a Yoruba boy. I talked to him, he talked to me, and then he even guided me in my way coming. He says that don't bring your phone out. That's what he started warning me on.
mm-hmm.
Don't bring your phone
Now,
out.
people here are very vicious and
Yes,
mean.
yes, yes.
Lagos
And
is not
then
far.
Mm.
he says, when you went to Oyo Road, at the moment this you drop everything, says that you are going to Ojo Park. So when I drop uh, at Oyo Road. Then she says Ojo Park. They take me to Ojo Park. While coming here, still what surprised me is how the people are mingling. The honestly, the people here are very friendly because I was, def- um, despite I'm from the north, but look at how they told me that, um, where are you going to? A female that time. She says, where are you going to? I told her that I will be going to Hussein. I don't know where Hussein is. And she says, well, come. She take my bags and then direct me to the driver. We went there and then she said that he is new here. So please drop him as at Hussein. Then I called Mr. David.
Of course.
I called Mr. David. Then Mr. David told me that I will be dropping at Amao
Amazon.
Amao Junction. So I said that I'm dropping at Amao Junction. Then she told him that I will be dropping at Amao Junction. And then very interesting is that when I went into the car, people there have been just trying before the car
Yeah.
move on. So still there, I still find a woman that a girl. I'm sleeping on the road coming because I'm that very tired. I have a
You
very
were on the
hectic.
road for 17 hours, you
Yes,
said.
yes, yes. So I'm sleeping in the car. I don't know. Then she touched me. Hey, why are you sleeping in the car? Then I told her that, "Oh, I'm very tired. That's why. But I'm going to Amal Junction.
Junction.
So immediately when we come to Amal Junction, she woke me up.
Wow.
So that's why I told you that the place is very welcoming. And then what really surprised me is when the people I mingle at Ebedi International Writers Residency that I I saw a father there, a brother, and then a brother again. And then both of them are that very welcomed. They welcomed me and then they always try to guide me through what I'm going to do. And then they're very funny. They try to speak Hausa to me for me to to feel like I'm at home.
It's
That is
wonderful.
very
That's the
interesting.
way the society should really run. But well, out there, things may be different.
Seriously.
So you are a very familiar
Yeah,
stranger here
I'm a
now. So,
man
but
from
of course,
Southwest.
how do you see this
Yeah,
immediate environment? You're saying,
well, I'm a man from Southwest,
yeah,
just like you said.
you are home.
I've never been here before, even
Yeah,
though I've been hearing
neither
of it, and
neither had
I have
I
a
until I came
couple
here.
of friends from here.
Okay.
So, uh, coming down here, there's a lot of, networking. Yeah, I think even from
Okay.
the road actually symbolizes good networking.
Mm.
When you have a
The road
good,
is good. Yeah.
yeah,
No bumps,
good
speed,
road
drive.
network,
You know.
yeah, they has that.
Mm.
And coming down to the Ebedi's resource here,
Yeah.
the people I still happen to, to meet right from you, from
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Chinedu to my brother here, Imam. So everybody has that kind of, good networking. We have been networking among
Relating
each
very
other.
well.
Yeah,
I think
relate
it must be the spirit of the land. You
environment.
know.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Ebedi we are
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It's
spirit is
really a very
actually influencing
decent.
and making
Yeah.
things
Mm-hmm.
to run the way they should. Or we never planned the way we have never planned, which is in our favor. The environment is quite conducive. It's a place every writer should be.
Wow.
Yeah, every writer should be. Yeah.
I'm sure
Quite
they will hear that,
interesting.
and a lot of people will be trying to come here.
Of course. Yeah.
So, Chinedu, as a man from the east coming to the southwest for the first time, right?
No, no, no.
Okay, coming to Isen for the first
First
time,
time.
what's your impression? Do you see any difference here from other towns in the southwest, or is it basically like every other southwest town?
Okay. Well, I'm going to share my
Yeah,
experiences.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and then I think to a large extent, one's experiences of a place somehow boils down to your openness
Yeah.
to learning,
Mm,
and then your openness to accepting the people or the community, and then equally your openness to integrate yourself.
yeah.
Because you could go to a place that is so good and
Mm,
you decide not to integrate.
yeah. True.
So for me as a person, as an individual, I have this openness of integrating, because I believe in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I'm a very proud Nigerian. I am a
Yeah.
very proud Nigerian to the core.
That's good
So
to know.
I love the country, and I owe the country my contribution. So I have a very open mindset when it comes to meeting any culture or any tribe in Nigeria. I'm very very open, you know, because it's been a long time. I've even been learning the language
Mm.
of Hausa,
Yeah.
the Yoruba
Yoruba.
language, and because my interest is just to enjoy my country. So coming down to Oyo State, it was a journey. Yeah, this is my first time of being in Oyo, but I've been to Lagos, I've been to Ogun, and I think that's these are some of the
Yes.
south
Yes. Yes.
yeah, and then I've crossed Ondo,
Okay.
yeah. So coming to his saying, I have a friend. His name is Oluwabode Fadoju. We met while we did our master's program at the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, and I knew he was from Ibadan, so we always talk. And then and he's a very good friend of mine, very very good guy. So while I was coming, I told him about it, and then as a good friend of mine, he kept checking up on me every single hour. He was always calling, "Where are you? Where have you gotten to? Oh, you might get in late. This, that," and you know, that's how good an experience I had while coming
Wow.
from someone from Oyo State.
Mm.
Then getting here has been, you know, an experience. First, when I was coming from Ibadan to saying, I think I was blown away by seeing large scale farming,
Mhm.
by the roadside, the maize farm, the cassava farm, and they are huge and beautiful. I love agriculture, and I wouldn't mind, doing large scale farming in saying,
Wow. Well,
okay,
so I think we were told on the 29th that
Yeah,
lands
there
are
is a
available
land.
in
Yes,
Canaan.
oh,
Somebody
on
can
the
give
ninth
us the land.
of
So we may
really?
as
Is
well
it for
prepare
free?
to go and. Of
Oh,
course, it can't be free, but
that would
Well,
be
there might be
what if it
discount.
is for sale and they are not selling to non-design people? You
Of
know that
course,
can happen.
yes.
So the
interesting.
opportunity is
And
there in case you
maybe
want to.
probably there might be discount.
And of course, now there will be concessions
Or
because
maybe
we
because we
belong
are
to this
Ebedi
place.
writers, we'll now be
Yes,
to
there should be there should
oh,
be
that
concessions.
that would be interesting.
In fact, I believe that this is the future of Nigeria.
Yeah,
Yes.
If every Nigerian has the kind of mindset these young people have, definitely Nigeria will be a better place. See somebody from the east, he says he's a Nigerian. If that is the way the average Easterner sees himself, Nigeria will be better. This is a Southwesterner. He doesn't have any bias towards anybody, and neither does Imam here. We've related freely since we came in here, and we use the same kitchen. I don't think anybody has beaten anybody up over the use of the kitchen since we came in. So
Never,
it's a
never,
very
ever.
encouraging thing. We'll continue to do our best and hope and pray that Nigeria will be a better place. The impression me I've had about this place is that it's not a bad place. I go around, I see things, I see that the people are industrious. I study, I look, I watch the youth. I've not seen many of them loafing around like I've seen in some other towns.
yeah.
So that means they are serious minded people. And when you have people like that, they won't have time for quarrel, for anything. So I hope and I pray that we continue to enjoy Ishenyi while it lasts. We are still here for the next 19 days or so.